So, you have found yourself in the predicament that I am in, and you have something horrific like this on your car. Yeah, sucks. I'm going to walk you through how I got the paint off my car after it kind of solidified for a couple weeks, and yeah, how to do it without damaging your car, hopefully. Now is I have a disclaimer for those of you who are trying to get road paint off your car. This should be a last resort, not a first. Things that I would suggest that you first do in order to try to get road paint off your car. First and foremost, try to go power wash it off. Try to get soap with a brush. What I would suggest is that you go down to your local car wash if you don't already have a power washer and just go pay to use one and try to, use a brush with soap and try to scrub it off. I've seen guys maybe even prep the road paint with a type of oil because some types of road paint, if you use like baby oil or WD-40, it helps loosen that paint to get it off your car. But if you're like me and you're in my situation where you cannot get the road paint off, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. You'll need the least coarse sponge you can find, you'll need soap, and you'll need a bucket of water. Now again, this is a last resort. Things that can happen if you do this improperly. You can scratch your clear coat. Don't want to do that. I would never suggest that anybody use this method as a way of getting bugs off your car or maybe like, a light paint smear from someone rubbing up against it. Never do that. You could scratch your clear coat. But with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I got the road paint off my car, and hopefully it's helpful to you. Again, make sure that you are careful when doing so. This worked for me, and I got a good result. I didn't see any scratches afterwards, but I also was not being rough on my car. I was really only trying to allocate pressure to where the road paint was on my car. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So what I'm doing is, and you can't see it now because I just got rid of it, but I had a huge paint splatter right here on my car. I mean, it went all the way down it, and you can see some of the residue still left right here, just to give you some indication of what the paint was. I tried getting it car washed. I tried spraying WD-40 on it before. I tried a lot of different things. Nothing worked. So I'm going to show you what I did, and it is a painstaking process, but I did not use paint thinner or anything like that. So essentially what I did is I tried to get some of that paint loosened up by spraying, power washing it, spraying it, kind of wiping it down with a sponge, that kind of stuff. Try to get some soap on there, try to loosen it up. And thankfully there was some dirt on my car before the paint got on there. But what I did is I took just a sponge, the rough side of it, and I just come over here, and this is the painstaking part that I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing right here. Is I'm taking it, I'm getting some water on it, just kind of make a barrier a little bit. Then I come back and I start scrubbing it off. And keep in mind, it's coming off a lot easier back here. What I had to do most of the time was just use good old-fashioned fingernail, because I did not want to get a razor or anything that was going to hurt the paint in my car, and you're able to come up and just scratch it off. Now that's probably going to look a lot easier than whatever's on your car, and that's again because it's in the back, and I think it got sprayed on a little bit more loose. But in the front, it took me a solid 15 minutes to scrape a chunk about that big off the front. But for those of you out there who are trying to mitigate any damage that could come from, either using paint thinner or something really rough to scratch your car, I think this is a good way to make sure that you're not going to damage your car. But like I said, it is the long way of doing things. So yeah, anyway, I'll go ahead and finish up. And as you can see right there, paint's gone, so everything looks good. And again, yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, and go check out some of my other videos. You may like what you see, and if you do, maybe consider subscribing. Cool. All right, catch you guys next week. Peace.